Let's see here. We're going to talk to Felix Behr, runner of the West Philly Gojo feedback open mic. All right, buddy, I'm all done seeing my patients. Are you ready to talk? Question mark.
No time to say hello, goodbye, I'm late.
Let's see what we do here. There's a lot of lead time. So, hi, welcome to episode 5 of Let's Talk Chesslock. As I said initially, we are about to talk to Felix Behr in just a moment. Here we go. He said, yes, I'm ready. Phone's ringing. There it goes. Hey, yo.
Hey.
Hey, yo. Can you hear me, Felix?
All right. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, I think I ended up in a bit of a dead zone here, cell phone wise, and I just drove my way out of it. Not that bad for a Friday afternoon. How are you? Welcome to episode 5 of Let's Talk Chesslog, dude. Thanks for doing the show. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. It's been a lazy Friday.
Right. Yeah. I don't know about your workflow, but I've had a lazy Friday as well. I endeavor to have a lazy Friday every Friday, but in order for me to do so, I have to work extra hard the other parts of the week to earn the privilege of taking naps in the car in between patients and starting later and ending earlier.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got that today,
yeah.
And I got the chance to take like a 30-minute nap in my car earlier. It was lovely.
Nice.
Are you a nap taker?
Big nap taker.
Yeah? Hey,
yeah.
It's really good for you. What do you appreciate about taking naps the most?
I find it very centering.
Very centering.
How
long do you need to take a decent nap? What's your time there? How much time do you need?
My golden nap is probably 20 minutes.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Although I've got myself so well trained that even if all I have is 10 minutes, I can put sunglasses on, put the seat of my car back, and I can fall asleep, have a dream, and wake up like I don't know what the hell just happened inside of 10 minutes.
Nice. My favorite's actually when you don't fall asleep, but you lose awareness of time, and so it just stretches out to feel like an hour instead.
Yeah, you get like the pre-sleep spasms, but you don't go all the way down.
Yeah, sort of like that.
It is incredibly centering, and sometimes I don't even need to sleep. Like you say, you just sort of you lay back and your body's just not moving, and you close your eyes and you reduce the amount of information that you're getting into your brain, and it's almost just as good. It's like plugging your cell phone in for a little while and getting it from like 3% back up to like 25%.
Oh yeah.
I gotta wonder.
Always need it.
Yeah, go ahead. What were you just saying?
I was saying always needed halfway through the day. For me, anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah, you do have the energy of somebody who takes naps. I'm reading this, not really reading, but listening to a book called Why We Sleep. And the author of the book talks about sleeping like it's like food for your nervous system. And I find that it's a tricky thing to listen to that book while I'm driving around because it makes me want to fall asleep. Which driving and sleeping, that's not a skill that I can pull off, nor would I want to.
Oh no, most Philly drivers seem to go around while sleeping.
Yeah, there are some angry sleepers out there though, if that's the case.
Oh, it's Philadelphia. I'm sure there are angry sleepers out there.
Like nightmares, angry sleepers, yeah.
Big dickhead between each breath.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a really good, that's a nice connection you made there. if I could take a couple steps back to mention something about that's in this book called Why We Sleep. They talk about how great apes need like 13 hours a day to sleep because they don't attain deep sleep. They are very light sleepers because they are arboreal sleepers.
So they don't fall off trees.
Correct. Because if you're deep sleeping in the tree, you fall out. You don't get a chance to get your genetic code further down the line, and what have you. Kind of a funny idea, right?
Yeah, well, I always find the idea of how genetic codes pass sort of funny. Mm-hmm. Like how, for mushrooms to evolve to be poisonous, they have to survive long enough not to get eaten.
Yeah.
So presumably there was one mushroom which was poisonous, or one patch, and somehow it just accidentally passed through. I don't know.
Yeah, you could, right. You have to be just poisonous enough to protect yourself, but not so poisonous that you kill everything in the environment around you?
Well, it's more like there's always that moment where you've got the first evolved thing, or the first evolved generation, and I'm always interested in imagining what life would be like that, especially because as people, we would just call them freaks and probably not reproduce with them.
The virology is very similar in that if a virus is too deadly, it can't actually survive the environment because it kills everybody too fast. So in order to have enough hosts for you to be a successful virus, you can't be too hardcore. You have to be just hardcore enough. In other words, I infect this person, I'm a virus, I infect this person, and that person needs to be able to walk around long enough to get enough people sick, which is why they consider HIV to be the perfect virus, because it keeps people walking around for a long time. But HIV is not really a thing anymore because of antiviral drugs. Anyway, we're pleasantly getting off the rails here. I always thought it was just interesting, like COVID, the original COVID strain, was it too hardcore for prime time, or we just never seen it before, so like it killed everybody during the first pass? Kind of an interesting thought bubble. I listen to a lot of different things and stuff. Anyway, before we get into what I talked about wanted to talk about, Felix.
Yes.
What did you have for breakfast this morning?
Another peanut butter banana sandwich.
Another peanut butter and banana sandwich. Just for full disclosure, this is the second go around that Felix and I have had because my mind was not as sharp as I wanted it to be for certain reasons. So we're doing it again. And I asked you last time, what'd you have for breakfast? And you said a peanut butter and banana sandwich, and you had yet another peanut butter and banana sandwich. You're just steady with the peanut butter and banana sandwiches every morning?
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those depressing people who could probably eat the same thing for years on end and not mind.
Do you consider yourself a depressive? Or do you think other people would look at what you have for breakfast and say, like,
I meant more that other people would be disappointed in my lack of imagination.
I'm not disappointed at all. I think that this is a copy and paste move. It's efficient and it works for you. I mean, who are you trying to impress, you know?
Yeah, fair enough.
I've been eating frittatas lately, which I find good. Frittatas with vegetables in them. Got my good protein, a little bit of cheese, and some vegetables, and I find it's been really supporting my physical performance. So there you go. Now we're all topped up. Everybody knows what we had for breakfast. Isn't that great?
Yes, breaking news.
Yeah, this is essentially a podcast about nothing.
You see, the thing is, hey, excuse me, Felix. Pleasure to make your acquaintance once again. My name is Auggie Santana. I'm from Northeast Philly. How you doing today, buddy?
All right, how are you?
The thing about Tony is, is he doesn't know how to make friends, so he wants to talk about inane stupid shit like what you have for breakfast. Give him some kind of vehicle to have an excuse to talk to people. Do you understand? He's a very incredibly awkward person. Does that track with you?
I don't know if it tracks. I was going to say, as an English person, this makes total sense.
Very good. Okay. Is that so? So speak more about that. Is that something the English people are known for, talking about inane dumb shit just to give a vehicle to learn about other people, or what? Is that what you're saying?
Yep, pretty much.
Wow.
We love talking about the weather.
Okay. Very good. Thank you very much for being honest with us, Felix Behr. We like it.
Yeah, of course.
So, we were talking over text about what we may talk about today, and I was talking about different phrases, and then it got me to thinking about different accents, right? So you have, what would you consider your accent a British accent?
I would consider my accent probably something close to received pronunciation, which would be English as it's taught in posher schools.
Oh.
Not that my voice is particularly posh, but it's like a mid-Atlantic accent. A British equivalent of the mid-Atlantic accent from the 1950s.
Oh, yeah, I can kind of hear it. Like, you mean like mid-Atlantic? You mean like
It's like media
yeah.
accent.
Okay.
Not like one which is actually spoken anywhere.
So you are originally from Bristol, correct?
Yeah, they've got a strong accent.
They've got a strong accent. And there's also a media... No, not media. You said media, but there's also a Bristol, Pennsylvania. There's Bristol in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Now...
And in Bristol, Connecticut.
Bristol, Connecticut. Now,
that's by far.
as far as you know, are those folks who are from Great Britain who came over here and then they named things Bristol because, well, we had a Bristol in Great Britain, so let's have a Bristol here in Pennsylvania. Do you have any knowledge of that?
I mean, I assume that's why they did it. That's sort of why half the places have their names here.
So this is really interesting to me now. So people came... Okay, so the New World... Not new, it was already here. There was already people here, and they came...
World 2.0.
Right, and so they came over from England. They came here because essentially they needed resources. They needed wood, and they were trying to get away from paying taxes. And they had an accent. Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, everyone does.
Everyone has an accent. And then you get here and you settle here, and the British accent gets morphed and changed and ends up being...
Well, no, not quite. Many researchers would argue that the kind of Ohio accent is much closer to what 16th century English would sound like. It's one of the interesting things that accents... I don't know how clear I'm coming, you're breaking up, but...
No, you're coming in clear as a bell, dude. I can hear you. Can you not...
Lovely.
Can you not hear me?
I can hear you, just a bit jittery. Anyway, I was going to say that dialects and accents evolve among people who don't move around a lot. Uh-huh. So that's why in the States, you have sort of what is essentially like half of Europe-sized spaces where everyone sounds almost exactly the same, but when you go to England, you could cross a hill or go down the valley, and there'll be a different accent or dialect.
I find that so fascinating. Now, do you say something about Ohio?
Yeah, that's pretty close. That's closer to the English as it would sound in, like, Shakespeare's time.
Really?
Yeah, because they move around more. That's my point, is that the people who didn't move around to the New World or whatever, well, Americas, it evolves more because it's more ingrown, inbred, and it changes.
Huh. Sounds to me like you've done some research on this topic.
I sort of read a lot, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of the way my dad sounds, and because my father and my mom are from Ohio, but my dad, he kind of like, he doesn't. This is an exaggeration, but people from where my dad are from in Bannock, Ohio, I would not think of that that way of speaking as anywhere near an English accent. But then again, they're near...
500 years.
Say again?
It's been 500 years, though.
It's been 500 years. Yeah, it's something's really funny about, like, Ohio. They don't say Ohio. They say, I'm from Ohio. All right, we're going up there. And my dad, so from Bannock, Ohio, right near, like, the West Virginia, Pennsylvania border, they say, in around that area, so if you're from the South, you say, y'all. Hey, y'all. But if you're from that area, they say, yuns. Hey, yuns. Yuns over there. Or, yuns did this, or yuns did that. And if you're from that area, also known as the Ohio Valley, you're referred to as a yunzer. Because that's, instead of saying y'all, you say yuns. Now, if you're from South Philly, you don't say yuns, you say yous. Hey, yous guys over there. Or hey, yous guys over here. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, my question to you would be, what is the British version of y'all?
I don't quite know.
Is there one?
I'm too posh to say it, so I'd probably just say all of you.
All of you, yeah, you're too posh. Just posh.
Well, I'm educated.
Felix, posh. The posh.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'm never going to think of you differently ever again. You're so posh. So posh to me is, so it's highborn, sort of educated, kind of like highfalutin, like
Yeah,
like
I'm more
gentle.
middle class. I'm more middle class than posh, but
Yeah, I
fun
can
to
see that. I could see that. By the way, didn't say this to you last night. Want to say it to you now. That thing that you were wearing on the side of your leg, that like not bandolero thing, but it was.
Oh yeah.
It was like it looked like the thing that Han Solo would keep his blaster in. I want one of those.
Yeah.
I want one of those real bad, and I feel like if I got one, people would be like, "Yo, you just got that because you saw Felix have it. Now you want it." I don't know that I'd be able to pull it off, unless of course I'll have your blessing.
You have my blessing. I also think after a while you pull off things by virtue of just doing what you've been doing for years.
Yeah, you just keep doing it. Yeah. I'm just.
Well, no, I was thinking by this point, I already go around in bell-bottoms and Renaissance shirts, so I can sort of just wear whatever I feel like.
True.
And most people are sort of not. The only time I get a comment is if I cut my hair or shave, and then I would never hear the end of it.
Yeah, right. It's like people are like babies who get upset when things change, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a brand, I have to stick with it.
Yeah, don't change things around. We just got used to you like this, and now you're doing like this. Yeah, I think it would freak me out. Like if you cut your hair really short, it would bother me. It would make me nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, what happened? Is everything okay? Is this a political statement? Did you have something bad happen to you? Because I know that when I sometimes will shave my head, and generally I will shave my head when I'm like going through something. But that's me projecting myself onto you, and that's not.
No, if I cut my hair, I do for a very dramatic reason, or just to be, I'm doing something completely different.
Mm-hmm. And now for something completely different.
A man with 3 buttocks.
So here's what
about me? I haven't said anything in like 10 minutes.
dude, we've only been talking for 20. That's not accurate.
Whatever, I just feel like I'm being left out.
Oh, poor Auggie.
I know, right? Paul Auggie. So here's a phrase that I wanted to talk about too, if it's okay with Tony.
Yeah, man, it's fine. Jesus Christ.
What Jesus Christ? What's the problem? Anyway, you see how he
Right here.
you see how he likes to do, Felix? You see how he likes to do? He wants to shove me back into his brainstem like I don't even
Dude, just what is it that you want to talk about?
Okay, I'm sorry, Tony. Anyway, so in the South of the United States of America, they'll say like, such and such, ain't it? As in like a confirmation, like so and so on, ain't it?
Yeah.
Right. And then, sorry, my foot hit something on the dashboard and it went ding, and I'm like, no, what the fuck's wrong with this car? Nothing. Everything. Okay. Anyway, and then in around the Ohio Valley, they say such and such, hen it instead of ain't it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I understand in certain parts of Great Britain, they go such and such and such, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's weird to me that they share that with the American way of speaking, but there ain't no one for like y'all or yuns or yous.
I mean, in it is probably more Cockney or estuary anyway, or London-centric.
London-centric.
Like, you're not going to have, I don't know, a Glaswegian say in it, I imagine.
A what? A Glaswegian?
I'm from Glasgow, Scotland.
Glaswegian. From someone from Glasgow is referred to as a Glaswegian?
Yeah, or Ouija.
A Ouija?
I think so. Well, they used to be in like the 80s.
That's like that thing that you can use to speak with dead people.
Well,
No,
you
that's
said
a
the person from
Ouija
Glasgow.
board, dude.
Sorry. Go ahead, Felix.
I mean, considering that the Glaswegian probably did kill them, you could probably ask them to talk.
Nicely done. I'm fascinated with Glaswegian or a Ouija. So that's what people are from Glasgow are as a sort of a diminutive, like a not derogatory, but it's like it's a Ouija. He's a Ouija from They're from
A
Glaswegian.
demonym, I think it's the term.
A demonym?
Like a term for the people who belong there.
Huh. Like a New Yorker. Or a Yunzer.
Yeah.
Or a Yunzer.
Yeah.
Or someone from the Ohio Valley. A Ouija. Huh. So in it...
Anyway, I got bored. I looked up I didn't get bored, but I got curious. I looked up what y'all would be, and the closest they go is you lot. So there you go.
Ah, yes, you lot. Yeah, I've heard that. I heard that on the patriarch in the show Succession said that.
Mm.
If you've seen the show Succession,
I have, yeah.
I'm gonna work down here with you lot.
I don't know why that occurred to me to be like y'all. Well, I guess because I don't know why. Anyway.
Well, I want to backtrack a little bit about how you said in it would be more a Cockney accent and London-centric. And is that an example of the accent morphing and what have you because they don't move around a lot and they're just from this area and they'll say in it? And so they do you know what I'm saying? You said that people whose accents are very distinctive are generally from people who don't move around a lot. So a South Philly accent, people who are from South Philly and who spend the majority of their time in South Philly, it distills that accent so it becomes like a crystallized version of how they speak.
It's not so much that they spend most of the time in South Philly. The people are strong, like the South Philly accents, because people live there for generations. I think in it is probably more generally English, but I associate it with London just because of the character Delboy Trotter from the sitcom Only Fools and Horses.
I don't know.
They would just say like lovely. It's a 1970s kind of establishment sitcom.
All right.
Beloved. And he's going, lovely jubbly, innit? And it's like, yeah. But actually, I had to explain that to someone who's doing a mic here. Apparently some English people are going like, it's Jesse Pinkman, innit? And he's like, so is that them saying no offense? And I just say, no, it just means that they're telling each other, yeah, he really looks like Jesse Pinkman.
Yeah, it's just a confirmation.
Yeah. I don't know. His reaction to that was music there.
It's London-centric. Yeah, like, I don't know, for whatever reason, my brain is giving me Danger Mouse right now, the cartoon Danger Mouse.
That I've not actually watched.
You never seen the cartoon Danger Mouse?
No.
It's a British.
I know of it.
Yeah, it's a British cartoon, and there was a guy on the show. Like the bad guy's name was Baroni, and he had like a thug and go, "Right, Baroni."
You know, you would love the Clangers.
Yeah.
There was a children's show from the 70s about pink space mice, and there was a narrator, but the pink space mice only talked through the sound of slide whistles.
I love it already.
Yeah, it's totally up your alley.
Yeah. I. What is the name of the show?
The Clangers.
The Clangers.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to check it out. The Clangers.
Yeah, you're going to have to check that out. Write it down, dude, because you're going to forget it. Your ass forget everything.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, what else is really interesting about accents, especially in the Philadelphia area, is a South Philly accent sounds different than a North Philly accent. Sounds different than, I don't know if it's a West Philly accent necessarily, but in my mind, having done physical therapy in the city of Philly for like almost 15 years now, I've been able to listen to the different accents and what have you, and folks in the North don't say water.
I wonder if how much has to do with the very kind of ghettoized or segregated immigrant-type neighborhoods that Philadelphia had.
Possibly.
Because I associate South Philadelphia very much with Italian Americans and North with Eastern Europeans.
Very interesting, huh?
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, very cool. So, if you don't mind, I wanted to ask you a little bit about... so first of all, for everybody listening to the show, Felix runs an open mic in West Philadelphia at Gojo, which is a restaurant, and it is a mic that gives feedback to the whoever's performing. What got you the idea to do an open mic where you are giving feedback?
Other people suggested I should do it. There's Jason Howard and Everton Johnson and Damon Lilly, with whom I would occasionally get together and work on writing bits with. And when I inherited Gojo from Greg Goldstein 2 years ago, it sort of naturally fused those two together. And I continued afterwards because people seemed to like it.
Yeah, it's great.
So,
I really enjoy any kind of new bit that I have. I love going down to your mic because I know that although, like, as of late, I haven't been giving any opportunity for feedback, but I love that idea of, like, ping-ponging ideas back and forth. It's a really, really, really cool idea, and I love that you do it.
I think actually more usefully is that if you put people in the frame of mind that there is feedback, they will probably pay more attention to the person doing the set than at other mics where you clock out.
I think that's absolutely accurate because I know that for sure I'm paying more attention when I'm thinking, like, what can I give this person? What kind of feedback can I give this person? How can I tell them they did something that I really liked or give them an idea? You're so right. I hadn't thought about that, and I am more engaged when I'm going to your mic. That's really cool.
So yeah, I think that's in many ways more useful than the actual feedback because you get an honest reaction for what might be funny to work on.
Right, because everybody's sort of paying a little bit more attention.
Yeah.
That's fun. All right, man. Well, hey, listen, this has been great. Thank you so much for talking to me today, and I really appreciate it, brother.
Take care. Hope you have a great weekend.
All right, man. Take care of yourself, all right? Thanks so much. Have a great night, day,
You too.
whatever.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Afternoon. See you.
Yeah, bye. Okay. That was Felix Behr. Episode 5, Let's Talk Chesslock. Thanks so much for listening to the show. Like the show, subscribe, and tell all your friends.